Okay, so now is the moment that I'm sure you are all waiting for, and that is the moment where you get your Play-Doh out of the bin. So you can do that, but while you do that, I want to make sure you have this page in front of you. It's called Stages of the Writing Process Guided Notes. You will need this paper for your homework this week or for your lessons this week. It is very important that you fill this out while I'm speaking and while you play with the Play-Doh. So while I'm completely fine with you playing with this Play-Doh, working on this at the same time, you got to make sure that you have a pen and that you're following along. Okay, so you have your Play-Doh out. One thing I want you guys to kind of turn to your partner and do now, you can pause this video after I ask the question, is I want you to turn and ask your partner, what do you do when you first get your Play-Doh out? Okay, what do you do? I want you to go ahead and pause and ask that question. Okay, hopefully you guys have turned, talked to your partner, got some good ideas. On Monday, some of the ideas that I had were people were like, oh, I just kind of roll it in my hand or I smush it in my hand. Some people said I lay it out flat before I kind of decide what I'm going to do with it. Some people just say they roll it like a snake or roll it into a ball. And those are great things that you do. When you're doing that, what's actually happening is that you're brainstorming or you're thinking about what you're going to do with your Play-Doh. So I want you to imagine that this Play-Doh is like the writing process, okay? The writing process is here. We have 5 steps. Pre-writing, stage 1, drafting, stage 2, revising, stage 3, editing, stage 4, and publishing, stage 5. So we have 5 stages, and our Play-Doh is like those different stages. So talking to our partners, figuring out what we first do with our Play-Doh is kind of like the pre-writing stage. As you pre-write with your Play-Doh, I want you to fill in the blanks on your paper, okay? So stage 1, the pre-writing stage. The first blank says this. This is known as your brainstorming stage. We look at the Play-Doh, we roll the Play-Doh in our hands, we figure out what we want to write about. Same for our writing. We look at the sheet of paper, we think about what are we going to write about? What are we going to say next? What is our topic? The thing that kind of happens for me when I'm writing is I have to find my inspiration. That's the second one. Let's do another turn and talk. Turn to your partner, talk about how do you find your inspiration when you're writing, okay? And I'll share mine after you've found out from your partner, how do you find your inspiration when writing? Okay, so finding inspiration. Some things that I do when I'm looking for inspiration, when I'm trying to do my pre-writing, which is where I'm thinking about what am I going to write, is I go outside. I get a snack. Maybe I listen to some music or read a book, or maybe I write a list on a piece of paper of things that I want to write about. Maybe I get an organizer out, which I'm going to show you in a second. I get an organizer out and I try to find some way to organize and how am I going to be inspired to write from this. So let me show you the organizer. Okay, so that leads us to our next thing in our pre-writing stage. So this is, again, before we start writing, before we start crafting, we have to determine the most effective way for us to gather ideas. Okay, and here is a list of different ways. This is in your hardback book that you were supposed to use yesterday to answer a question on a piece of paper, but this has a lot of resources on how can you pre-write, how can you what are the most effective ways to organize your ideas. So on your sheet here, you say, determine the most effective way for you to organize your ideas, okay? So is it by rolling your Play-Doh in a ball? Is it by making it flat? Is it by making it into a snake? Is your pre-writing by writing a list of different things you already know, what you want to know, what you can learn about this topic? Is it by creating note cards, or is it by doing a big spider map? Whatever it is, that's part of the pre-writing, determining the most effective way for you to write. And then that leads us to researching, taking the time to research your topic in depth. Okay, so like we're going to write a paragraph. Our next unit is writing a paragraph on how to do something. And maybe you're like, let's write a paragraph on how to ride a bike. But the thing is that maybe you forgot different parts of the bike or what they're called. So part of the pre-writing process for you might be going and online and looking up the different parts of the bike. And that's how you research this topic in depth. Going back to our lovely Play-Doh, maybe we want to make a bowl or a vase, and we're like, I don't remember. I saw this vase one time from my friend online, but I don't remember exactly what it looked like. And so I'd go look at that picture to see what does that vase look like if we're pretending that this Play-Doh is our pre-writing. So we still have a couple more steps in pre-writing, and that is determining your purpose for writing. Determining your purpose. So again, going back to our Play-Doh, what's our purpose for making this craft, or what's our purpose for shaping this model with our hands? Is it to give it to someone as a gift? Is it for our own entertainment? Is it to tell someone how to make a bowl? It's the same for our writing. If we look at our writing, are we trying to inform someone how to do something? Are we trying to persuade our parents to getting us Chick-fil-A for dinner? Always a good choice. Are we trying to entertain our friends by writing this super creative, amazing story? What's your purpose? Who's your audience? Determine your audience. That's our next point on here. And then our next point in our pre-writing is, who's going to be reading my paper? If it's going to be Miss Riggs' 3-year-old, then I know I've got to be really precise and use vocabulary that would be appropriate for a 3-year-old. Is it going to be a college student? Is it going to be my classmate? I'll give you a hint. Most of the time your audience is going to be me. So, and knowing that, what does Miss Riggs already know about this topic? What does she need to know about this topic? And then you might have a lot of topics underneath one topic. So say for an example, again, going back to the how-to paragraph, say you want to write about sandwiches, how to make a sandwich. Well, Miss Riggs knows this because I love sandwiches. There are a lot of sandwiches to pick from. Pinpoint one, how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, how to make a veggie sandwich, how to make a Cuban sandwich. These are different ways you can do that. Here's our pre-writing here, how to make a tall vase, how to make a short vase, how to make a big bowl, how to make a small bowl. That's part of the pre-writing process. Hey, if you guys missed something on the pre-writing, go ahead and stop this video, go back, look at what you need, make sure you have it in your notes because you'll need it for later. Okay, and this leads us to the next stage, which is drafting. And many of you, I'm sure, have already started drafting with your Play-Doh. And this is the part where it's so important. This is such an important part. I mean, they're all important, but this part, I usually get 2 types of drafts as a teacher, and I want to caution both of them. Let's answer these 2 guided notes questions first. This is the stage where you write or type the first copy of your paper, the first copy. And this is a rough draft. Just get your ideas down. So I just made a little rough draft of my bowl here. Okay, so I'm going to set it down for a second. the two types of rough drafts I usually get. So sometimes I'll ask for rough drafts, and when I get them, I usually have one of two people. The first is a perfect rough draft. I mean, it's like better than what I would write. It's so perfect that there's no errors, there's no punctuation mark or punctuation errors, there's no revising that needs to be done. It's perfect. It's almost as if it has gone through the writing process. And I can almost sometimes say that this is the case. Is sometimes I get rough drafts that are really truly have gone through the writing process. They've been edited, they've been revised, and I'm going to tell you that that's not a rough draft. When you send a rough draft to me, I need it to look rough. You know how it is when you wake up in the morning and your hair is all mangled and you haven't brushed your teeth yet and you might be feeling rough. That's how our first paper needs to look, is it needs to look rough. The second paper I get is I get students that will email me and say, I'm so sorry. This is like, I don't know, this is really bad. I'm having a really hard time writing this. And I always look at them and I say, that's perfect. Because you don't have to have it together for your rough draft. It's the first thing. You're just putting words on paper. And sometimes, you know, Miss Rex likes to write, but sometimes it's hard to get my writing out. And it just takes me a minute and I feel stuck, you know? And so I just put, I'm writing something here. I will change this later. Sometimes that's what you have to do in a rough draft because you're just trying to get your ideas flowing, get them onto paper. It's gonna look bad. That's okay. Look at my pot. It looks really bad, okay? But that's part of the rough draft process. Is it's not going to be perfect. It's going to look messy, and that's okay. So, pre-writing, molding, thinking what we're gonna write, brainstorming, who's my audience, you know, what's my topic, what am I trying to do, what am I trying to accomplish, drafting. Oh, okay, I'm drafting. I like to write. Okay, it doesn't look where it needs to be yet, but I put something out on paper, right? Okay, so that's our pre-writing and our drafting. That's really what I needed to cover today. If there's still time, I'm going to make a quick video about revising that you're welcome to watch if you guys finish these two parts of the writing process quickly. So if you have any questions, you can email me about it, but just know you'll be using your notes and your book to be helping you this week, okay?